this is big. What's your 2 cents on Kendrick Lamar doing the halftime show in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, especially knowing like Lil Weezy from New Orleans? I mean, that's big.
Yeah, I mean, it was a choice. I think Kendrick deserves, as a solo artist right now, he's the guy.
Yeah.
But, you know, having the game be in New Orleans, having it be played in New Orleans, that I can see why they got the Wayne. I think the way the last show was put together with me, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Kendrick was there then. Yep. Kendrick and Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
If
First of all, I want to say forgive me for the delay. The delay on, just the delay. I want to say I had to get strength. I had to get strength enough to do this without breaking. I must say thank you. I must say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love, and the support out there. Your words turned into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about, it hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. And
peace to all my gods and goddesses and all righteous families on the earth. And this tape is called Why Is Lil Wayne and Everybody in They Feelings. This is another episode of the MarcoJah monologue tapes. I want to as well thank everybody. I have been dropping consistent. I would say maybe I've been dropping a new video every maybe 2 to 4 days. Sometimes I already have videos or tapes that I want to do already, have something in mind, but sometimes I do have to, look online, look what's going on in the world, get inspired. But I did want to touch on this topic. I didn't want to make this tape too long, but y'all know I could be a little long-winded sometimes, but and just like what I say, and I'm gonna start this tape. Why is Lil Wayne and everybody in their feelings? And if somebody is listening to this, it's in regards of the announcement that Kendrick Lamar was going to headline the Super Bowl that I'm assuming that it's going to be in February next year of 2025. And a lot of people voiced their opinion and said that Lil Wayne should be headlining it, just due to the fact that he's from New Orleans, and as well other Louisiana rappers should as well be in the Super Bowl, just like how it was with the Super Bowl this year, where it was in Los Angeles and it was a lot of West Coast artists, even though Eminem and 50 Cent was invited, not the Game. So I guess maybe Lil Wayne is going through or feeling the same way as Game, since he was a big polarizing figure on the West Coast, just like how Lil Wayne is a polarizing, one of the most best rappers to ever do it out of Louisiana. But the reason why for this is because Jay-Z is head of the music department in the NFL. And he and a lot of other people, I'm assuming it's a conglomerate, decided to go with Kendrick Lamar, which honestly if you want my opinion, I would agree that Kendrick Lamar is the better option, the better choice, just due to the fact that Kendrick Lamar is more beloved and more accepted when it comes to the mainstream, and he's right now, especially the type of year that he's had with dropping his album, and then as well the back and forth battle that he had with Drake and dropping that Not Like Us, which I always said it was like a song that I like his other songs when he was doing the disses, like Meet the Grams, but everybody likes the song Not Like Us. It has a nice beat to it. It's catchy. So Kendrick Lamar had a really real big year, and he's relevant, and he appeases to the mainstream. Now, when I was online, I was seeing that Juvenile had a lot to say about Wayne should be headlining the Super Bowl. I heard Hurricane Chris as well, which had something to say, and basically saying I told you so, because a couple weeks he got into it with 50 Cent, where he had a music festival, and he said no Louisiana artist was invited to the show, the festival that he had. But I want to say people proved Hurricane Chris wrong, because it was a couple artists that was from Louisiana there. But I digress. I seen Birdman. They said Birdman threatening violence on Jay-Z, which I think is crazy. And then I did see on Instagram that Nicki Minaj chimed on it. Other YouTube creators chimed on it. 50 Cent said that he believed that is right for Kendrick to do the show. He's a wonderful artist, which is a clip I'm going to show before I start this video. And then Lil Wayne said himself that he was so hurt because he always wanted to perform at a Super Bowl. So, which I know, yeah, Lil Wayne is a very huge sports fan. I think the man even has ESPN tatted on his skin, and numerous various other things that man is tatted up on. But I would say, man, because it's maybe like 2 points that I want to get off. I don't want to make this video too long, but I would just say that everybody kind of knows the character of Jay-Z. He's very revered in the hip-hop industry, but he does get criticized sometimes for not standing up for his people. And I just remember during that whole time when I forgot the football player. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not in the sports. It's on the tip of my tongue. But it was that one football player and all other football players, when they was bowing down at the knee, Jay-Z said that he was going to take the role of the NFL to be the director of music so things can be better as well for the players in the NFL. And you haven't really seen nothing really change. He wasn't had a head position in the NFL. He was just the director of music. But and as well, Jay-Z got criticism this year for doing the show for Tom Brady, but not being at the 50th annual hip hop anniversary. And I just think, me personally, Jay-Z is one of my top 5 favorite rappers. But at the end of the day, and a lot of these rappers, they're completely sellouts. They are, and a lot of politicians too. They're sellouts. They're totally out of the loop when it comes to black people and our normal everyday issues. And at the end of the day, Jay-Z is going to side with the gatekeepers. Jay-Z, at the end of the day, is going to put business first. Everybody has something to say and want to chime in on it and say Jay-Z is a snake. Even though, Jay-Z even got criticized for splitting up Rockefeller Records and as well, betraying his friend and business partner Dame Dash. But I would say at the end of the day, a lot of what these rappers do, and O'Shea Duke Jackson on one of his videos said that some rappers, they just go in the industry just for the fame, for the money, and as well as the recognition and respect, but they don't go after the power and trying to be corporate. And that was really Jay-Z's dream to you see that in the past that he was the president of Def Jam. Jay-Z always had a dream to go and search for power, just in case if the rapping didn't work. He could always have a position like in a board meeting or at a record label or as an A&R. But that was the difference between Jay-Z, P. Diddy, and a lot of other rappers. They don't go in it for the power. Instead of, being exploited and being able to be told what to do by the gatekeepers. Instead, Jay-Z got the power and became one of the gatekeepers. But me personally, I think that is probably more of a smart move for Jay-Z to get Kendrick as the headliner for the Super Bowl in New Orleans, because I think Kendrick Lamar can bring more of a diverse audience. He's more appealing to the mainstream. I would say, don't get me wrong, Kendrick Lamar, he does cuss in his music, but it's always a content and artistry in his music. I would say Lil Wayne, he has a lot of good pop songs, but his music is very vulgar and very ratchet and at times. And some people even say that his music is very disrespectful to women. So Lil Wayne was to perform at the Super Bowl, I don't know what songs that he will play, and it'd be a lot of cursing, and it might not be appropriate because there's a lot of different sponsors and people buying slots for commercials. And I don't think mainstream America wants to really see Lil Wayne as much as what they used to maybe 5, 10, 15 years ago. A lot of people say, hey, Lil Wayne can't fall off, which I agree, but Lil Wayne is not the star like what he used to be. But I don't feel like people should be surprised. Jay-Z is who he is. He's a gatekeeper at the end of the day. He's about his business. And he is going to side with his gatekeepers. So, but I do as well want to say too, is that I just feel like just with everything that's going on, I remember a couple years ago when Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith was trying to boycott the Oscars because they felt like they should have got Will Smith should have got an award. I remember maybe last year or a couple months ago, Angela Bassett, which is an incredible actress, she complained that she still hasn't gotten an award for a lot of movies she has done. I think they wound up giving her an honorary award. But I just feel like a lot of us black people, especially us in the African diaspora, I don't like to use the term black people so much, but we put too much emphasis and too much validation into a lot of these awards, a lot of these white-owned industries where we can just do our own thing, Like we don't have to. We sometimes us black people we just think the white man's ice is colder, and we try to seek validation from these white-owned companies that don't care about our culture and don't just care about getting a buck at the end of the day. So you can't all the time expect people to value our culture and who we want to see when a lot of whites own the majority of these industries. We need to stop searching so much validation from white people. It's like getting crazy. I don't really think it's too much of a big of a deal. Lil Wayne already had a show where he was trying to set up, I guess they try to set up a Hot Boys reunion, but it didn't work out because Turk left out. But it's supposed to be another performance or another festival where all 4 members of the Hot Boys are all going to be there. So at least Lil Wayne still has a fan base. A lot of rappers, I say now rappers are now rapping in their 40s more now, but that's a blessing to still have a fan base and a following in your 40s as well. That's what I really think. I think a lot of people are crying over spilled milk over this, and I just think us black people in general, we just need to stop searching for this white validation from these industries that are not owned or controlled by us. We can build and make our own things, which we do. But if I was Lil Wayne, what I would do, I would set up a if he wanted to be smart, he could set up him doing a performance maybe at the Super Bowl after party or something, and he could set it up himself or work with a concert promoter, and after the Super Bowl he can do a performance with all 4 of the Hot Boys and Cash Money, Birdman, if Manny Fresh want to pop out too, and they could do their own thing and make it more about the money and stream it on YouTube as well. Us black people, we can do that instead of asking the white-owned industry to respect our culture and give us what we want to see, which they're not. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Lil Wayne at the Super Bowl, which, I don't really watch sports anyway, so maybe I'm not the person to comment on this, but I was just saying everything of what's going on in this crazy space that we call YouTube and Rumble. But that's my take on it. I don't really have too much to say. I just wish us black people we stop trying to get validation from white-owned industries that don't respect us. So we look like we have a low self-esteem. We look like we can't do stuff for ourselves sometimes when we can own and make our own narrative and our own companies and our own culture. Shout out to Ice Cube who started the Big 3. And shout out to all my independent movie makers as well, people that's on YouTube, content creators, black-owned businesses. But this is the guy MarcoJah on another episode of the MarcoJah Model Law Tapes. Hope y'all share, like, as well, spread the love. I want to appreciate for the views that I have been getting lately, because it's probably maybe only been like maybe 2 weeks since I started back my YouTube channel. I was MIA for 3.5 months just due to going through hard times, but I'm back, y'all. It's been a crazy year for me, but it's getting better. But I'm going to see y'all on another episode of the MarcoJah Monologue Tapes. Peace to all the gods and goddesses and all righteous families of the earth. Peace.